Hey, what's going on to all of my Scorpios? So let's get into it. So for the Scorpios, you have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Four of Cups. Then you have the Hierophant. Then you have the Magician. You have the Three of Wands. You have the Ace of Swords. You have the Ace of Cups, and then you have the Hanged Man. So this is for Scorpio, all right? So what I'm seeing here for a lot of you Scorpios is a lot of y'all happen to be in a situation right now where what y'all want to do, y'all have chosen to walk away from bummy relationships. Y'all are choosing right now because for the most part, I'm seeing single people on these cards except for the Hierophant, but I'll explain that in a minute, or a couple. But the Ten of Wands represents you staying away from relationships for a while. I think, from based upon what I am seeing, a lot of you Scorpios don't want to deal with it for a little while. A lot of y'all think people are full of it. People are full of ish. People are out here faking the funk, and a lot of you Scorpios are just not with it. The Nine of Swords represents, at first, that was a concept a couple of months ago that may have been a little bit off, but or seemed like it was a little bit off, right? Way off. But I'm seeing how a lot of you Scorpios are now starting to become open to the idea that you will be by yourselves because unfortunately you got the Page of Cups. The type of people whom it is that you happen to be meeting right now are people who seem to be very delusional. A lot of you Scorpios right now, you know you want something serious, but at the same time, the only type of people that you're meeting are the Page of Cups people, people who are delusional. Page of Cups does represent a certain level of delusion in certain readings, and this is one of those readings. How it is that people, your dating experience is you meet people and people see you as a fish. Now, that can represent Pisces, right? Because Pisces fish, but at the same time, right? Pisces can also represent a symbol of purity, but Pisces on the flip side can also represent a person who is there to be conned or manipulated, right? Tricked out of something of value, right? Whenever, sometimes the con artists say that, they got themselves a fish, right? In them old movies, they'll refer to a person who really isn't hip to the con, or a person who really doesn't understand that they shouldn't really trust every single person that they happen to cross paths with. They call that person the fish. They call that person, right, this type of aquatic animal, right? Because they see that particular person as a lick or a target to be fooled, conned, tricked, you know what I mean, maneuvered, finessed, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, this is the way that some of these people, or a lot of these people, are out here trying to play you. A lot of you Scorpios just kind of see too many people out here playing games where they're not necessarily really trying to boss up. You know what I mean? They're not really trying to get their stuff together. They're more so trying to really eat for a day based off of conning people, you know. And the nine of swords, a lot of you ain't with that, and you see that coming from a mile away. It looked like you're sitting on the bed, sitting up on the bed thinking about what, having nightmares, thinking about it too much about why is it that X, Y, and Z is happening, when in actuality, that's not really the case. You did that before. You were thinking about it before. But now a lot of you Scorpios are now prepared for whatever happens, right? You're not allowing people to just come through, say whatever it is that they want to you, right? I mean, y'all was never really built like that anyway. But a lot of you Scorpios really not built for it now because you're selective. You know what to look out for with your selectiveness, right? Scorpios were just selective a lot of the times, and it was kind of like a rebel without a cause, where you were selective, but it wasn't necessarily really just selective with a cause. It was about just being selective, just for selective case, for for the purpose of it, right? But now it's what to look out for, what a good relationship would look like, and you're not saying that you are completely closed off from it, but you're closed off from meeting the people with the same MO, right? The same lame MO. The delusional type of people who, just come to you, and they, what I'm saying, and they always trying to get things quick. The relationship, the context of the relationship is quick. I was looking for something, but the context of the relationship is super quick. The Four of Cups is that, but every time you try to hang out with these people, they're not a date type of people. They come in, they get a free date out of you, they leave. You never hear from them again. And just all of I'm just seeing how a lot of y'all efforts are really gone without anybody really taking it seriously and really being appreciative of it. So I'm just seeing how, excuse me, a lot of you Scorpios don't really want to deal with that anymore. Then you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is y'all are listening to, y'all are paying attention to what's out here. And a lot of you Scorpios are seeing that, you know, there's a serious divide, right? And there is, because this is why in the book, if you catch my drift, it says, one of the passages in the book, it says, if you can get married, do so. If you can stay single, proceed to do so. And and the thing is that I'm not even into that type of stuff, right? I'm not into that type of stuff. Truth be told, I never even read the book, what I'm saying, a chapter out of it. I just know enough of it because I hear it from quotes and I hear it from passing. People say things, so I go ahead, check it out, right? From movies and television shows, online here, people who are into that type of stuff, and I go and I check it out, and then I do my own research, and come to find out I gain a word of wisdom out of it. But to say me out here really reading, I've never even really read it, to be real with you, if I'm keeping it a hundred. It's just that I'm able to quote all of these things or paraphrase all of these things due to the fact that I may not necessarily be a good student, like a good lackey, but I study nonetheless, right? So the Hierophant represents that same kind of order anyway, that same kind of organization. It's quite ironic anyway that I started talking about that. But um, in the book, it says, remain single if you can do so. If you can get married, right? But remain single if you're not getting anybody to get married with, where there's a real connection with, stay that way. If you can find that type of love and the two of y'all are really good together, like two peas in a pod, stay that way. So the thing is that the Magician now represents this being a situation for a lot of you Scorpios, and the Magician does represent Scorpio. So the Magician now, you're in your own element here doing this, because this is this, and you have the Hierophant. So this is coming from a very deep subconscious mentality that you have. And a lot of you Scorpios should go along with that, because it's coming from a real place deep within you, where not think, based upon your subconscious bubbling up to this. I think of it as water. I think of it as deep water, because nobody really know where thoughts come from. Scientists can't figure out where, they can't put they can't prove any kind of scientific idea or ideation or ideology as to where thoughts come from. They're baffled by it. So when I say bubbled up, I think of me personally, the concept, I think of it like a body of water that's deep enough to where when air comes up, from the bottom of it, what happens is that it bubbles up, and then on the surface the bubble pops. So to me, that's your subconscious thoughts, right? An idea that popped off in your head, or in your thoughts, in your fantasies, about your subconscious telling you something that you need to follow, and you should follow it, because your subconscious will never lead you the wrong way. Your subconscious is not designed for that, right? So the thing is that your subconscious is just trying to give you what it is that you offered or what you want. So the subconscious is saying, since you have so much of a problem with people who are out here playing games with you, why don't you remain single for a while and essentially speak to people, but get to know their character first before anything, or just remain single 100% and just not even talk to anybody, and just give that a break for a while, for a month or two. Then you have the Three of Wands represents, this is good if you know what it means, because it means that you are looking out and you are embarking on your own future. You are creating your own future. It is going to be difficult, considering the fact that if you out here, um, dating, a lot of people want to know about love. A lot of people want to know about dating. A lot of people are struggling when it comes to dating. Most people on the planet actually can't find love. That's look at it. Just pay attention. Most people on the planet can't find love. A lot of people want. A lot of people are lonely. But ultimately, what's going on here is the reality of the situation is that the truth is that there's a divide, and the divide is personal choice. That's the divide. The divide is personal choice. You got a lot of dysfunctional individuals out here who are essentially wilding. And the dysfunction is really creating messed up relationships, because the the dysfunctions is really creating messed up relationships. And that's what creates the divide, because people make mistakes. People are out here making decisions, you know what I mean, that end up not necessarily really panning out for them in the future, not necessarily panning out for the couple in the future. A lot of people out here got little ones, all of that type of stuff. And all of that comes from, again, a mistrust of us, really. We don't trust each other on either side, amongst each other. So you got one on one side of the fence, one on the other side of the fence, if you catch my drift, and they don't trust the other one on the other side. And then even amongst them, on one side, on the other side, they don't even trust each other, even on their own side, supposedly. So that's what it is that you have. And then the thing is that you have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups, and then you have the Hangman. So the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups represents here that some people will offer you love, but I'm just seeing how you're not necessarily into that. And your concept of love will change, because what it is that a lot of you Scorpios want, a lot of you Scorpios want the real thing. You Scorpios are tired of playing games with these people. A lot of you Scorpios want the real thing. And if you can't have the real thing, a lot of these Scorpios are okay on just going on a break for a little while. And what I mean when I say a break is a month, 2 months, just be single, just breeze out, cool it, relax, you know, rejuvenate the internal drive, you know what I mean? So to speak, just get rest. Getting rest is important. Health is important. Health has something to do with spirituality, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. All it health has something to do with spirituality. Spirituality and health. Spirituality is number one, health is number two, because they're just that closely related. There actually is no starch, or I should say, there actually is no staunch borders between those two things. it actually one flows into the other, and that none of them are actually taken apart. They're just nuances, they're just subtleties, they're just aspects of ultimately the same thing. So you can't be healthy if you don't have spirituality, right? So the thing is that you have the ace of cups, and the ace of cups is that some people trying to holler at you, but again, a lot of you Scorpios are like, you're not really with it right now, right? Not saying, you may even take down their number, but you're just not with it right now. And then the thing is that the hangman, let's clarify the hangman. The hangman represents, you just don't see a lot of people right now really doing the work. And you know what? You're right. A lot of people are not doing the work. A lot of people don't really know who they are. And that's why a lot of the times now it seems like getting to know each other sucks, because or it seems to be lonely, but you essentially have to keep yourself up. But the hangman represents the nine of cups, two of pentacles, the sun. Okay, so the nine of cups represent here again people who are smug, don't really know who they are, trying to get something from you. And again, a lot of you Scorpios are not with it. Two of Pentacles, wanting the real deal. People potentially telling you that they're trying to offer you that, or it's starting off good. A lot of you Scorpios don't necessarily have that drive where it's like you want to get to know them. I just see a lot of you Scorpios thinking like, yeah, you hang out with them, I kick it with you, all of this, that, and the third, but then what's gonna happen after that? You're going to effectively be in a position where all it is that you're going to do is essentially try to get me convinced that you're really into me like that. And this is going to go somewhere. I'm going to build a family with you. I'm going to actually build a life with you, only for it to be for nothing. This is how a lot of you Scorpios are thinking. So then the sun card is, the sun is just you essentially just clearing the way for that stuff. And a lot of you Scorpios are like, it is what it is, So, and that's real. So, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell. Set that notification to all. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to 2,500 subscribers. Please smash that subscribe button. Currently, I have 2,365 current subscribers. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Peace.